sun is high, we're feeling good. In Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Finn's talk leading the crew. We're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Fins up high, the crowd's roaring loud. In the city with the blue and aqua proud. Finn Stanza's here with the play-by-play. We're getting ready, it's game day. Are you ready for some football? Miami Dolphins standing tall. Are you ready for some football? Showtime at the Hard Rock, y'all. From the tailgate to the field of green with the best fans you ever seen. Bobby's got the scoop, hot off the press. In Miami, we roar to impress. Play your stats and pregame chat.
Good morning, Fins fam, and welcome to the Fins Talk pregame show. I'm Bobby Fins, joined by Fin Sammy and Fin Stanza. We are excited for another week of Dolphins football. Trade deadline is passed. Greer is gone. It's a new era in Miami. Maybe. We'll see. But before we get into all of that, Fin Stanza, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing okay. I'm happy. Honestly, that theme song, you could have me in the worst mood possible. That theme song makes me smile. It gives me like a fresh start of the week. It's like Sunday is the first day of the week, and it's like you're blessed to be on this show. You're blessed to be doing this. The therapy of being a Miami Dolphins fan. Honestly, like I look forward to this. I just had to go do a couple things with my wife this morning. And then I appreciate everyone waiting for me to arrive. I really appreciate that. But no, it's been a fun week to be on Real Talk Fins Talk really quickly this week. And I had some conflicts there, but I got my spiel in. And then honestly doing Fins TV Plus. I haven't made it to Fins TV yet, but I made it to the B show. I made it to Fins TV Plus with Fast Eddie. That was a lot of fun because him and I have a lot of agreements. No, but it was a great show. I love it. This is the best. Honestly, like this team could be 1-17, 1-16, and I'd still be having a blast because I'm with you guys. It's the best. Honestly, it's the best. I could have all the stress in the world outside of this. When I get into this zone, this is my therapy. This is my therapy.
There you go, man. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Sammy, woo!
Evan's therapy is stressing everybody out that because he releases and glad to hear with you, Bobby. Had a great time with Evan on Fins TV Plus on Thursday, and with you on Tuesday on Fins TV. With a record-breaking numbers for Fins TV this Tuesday. I appreciate you filling in for Jason Asarni on Tuesday. It was great.
No, that was a lot of fun. Again, I love those group of guys, and Alejandro was awesome. Solano was great, man. I mean, I love his insight, and it was just a good back and forth. Shari and Steve are just
awesome,
bar none. So awesome show all around. Adrian, of course, as well. Adrian podcast.
I also want to mention that because I really appreciate Sammy you taking the time, but no, to do the show with Russ and with earlier this week, for me to be able to have, I actually let them more run it, but the fact that Alex and Russ took a really good time, and then. With Alan Poupart, I can't thank him enough because of his knowledge and his historical aspect. Like for Dolphins knowledge, like he's a great tool because he's not a Dolphins fan. He's just a Dolphins reporter. He doesn't go pro anything. And then the fact that he was willing to come on and talk about the Expos for that, and then the tie for Sammy with the Braves, it was just a lot of fun to talk about it. And that's what I love about FTSN and what Bobby allows us to do is that just because it's called FTSN and the Fins as part of it, there's no limitation to what this network is capable of doing and the stuff we're willing to do on all of these different platforms, from Fantasy Plus, so I get people to go watch, or whether it's from these 10 Street Boys, they're talking about wrestling, when you guys talked about Kurt Angle yesterday. It's just the cool stuff we have going on this network is amazing. It's just amazing. So much fun.
She's interrupting me. I'm going to interrupt him. I congratulate him on Thursday. I thought it was great. I didn't put my finally unblock me on X. That felt kind of nice a couple of weeks ago. So
I'm your hookup for Alan Poupart. I promise.
That's awesome. Welcome Fins TV. Now that's under the bridge. Aboard on the bridge. Tell me welcome Fins TV anytime.
No, that's very cool. No, we had a great show yesterday with No Holds Barred. We talked about Kurt Angle's Sinister Six, which you think it's easy. You go, man, this, but then when you start really going, it was harder than we thought. And shout out to Josh Kimmel who kills it on Fantasy Now Plus, and also is my co-host on No Holds Barred Wrestling. Man, it felt like it's felt like a bye week. I had a little bit of a time off a little bit when it came to the Dolphins stuff. That's why doing Fins TV was kind of cool because it let me talk about it. But it felt like I took a little bit of a time off, and so glad to be back. And we'll do Spain, which is we'll have to figure that out in regards of how we're gonna.
I'm ready at 8 a.m.
Me too. I have no problem.
Oh, good.
For me, it's 9, so that's crispy for me.
7 a.m. for me. But
we can go Saturday night, Bobby. Whatever you want.
No, we'll figure it out. And then of course, then we'll actually be on a bye week. And we'll go from there. But Dolphins, of course, 2-7. Buffalo, what is it? 6-2?
7-2.
7-2. And so, of course, the NFL odds, they have Buffalo up 9.5. Their series record, Dolphins 62, 61-1. That might be tied today. The last meeting they had, the Buffalo Bills beat Miami 31-21 in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills are the number 1 rated offense, and they're their third ranked team on scoring. Their defense is 12th in the league. The Dolphins' offense is 27th, and their defense is 24th. So it should.
The defense was better than the offense.
You did. Let's start off with this. We're going to get into the headlines in just a second here. But I just want to get into, because it is, even though the Ross does what he does, and still we'll wait to see towards the end of the season, but he still half-assed it, right? It's like, hey, I'm going to get rid of the GM. Now it's different. It's not the head coach. It's the GM. But I got to ask you, Evan, I'm going to start with you and then Sammy. Will the dismissal of Chris Grier have any impact on today's game?
No. Simple as that. Because I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys follow a little bit of Rich Eisen. They had this, I forget, is it Canner? I can't remember his name, but he used to be involved with the Eagles, and then he was the president of the Browns. And I was listening to what he had to say, and he was very politely knocking the Dolphins because they're not doing anything. We're in no man's land in the way that they handle it. And he even called Mike McDaniel a great play designer. I knew him in Cleveland, and all that. The problem I have with what's going on is that when you want to boost your team to potentially win, you need your coach to change, not your general manager. Now, Chris Grier, I think, is the scapegoat. He had to go. Problem is they half-assed it, and now there's this feeling that what is going to happen. So it's sort of like that unknown of what's going to happen with the Dolphins. Like, we don't know what the next step is. We still don't know. Like, he's still leaving us all in the dark of what the potential future of the Miami Dolphins is. Now, there was a report yesterday to still be there in 26, whatever. If that's fine, I don't care. At this point, Dolphins are going to Dolphin. But for me to do what they did, it just creates this unknown for us. It's almost like you took a bite into you had a piece of corn, you bit into the corn, and you got it stuck in the back of your tooth. Then you took a bite of the apple for dessert, and you got the piece of the skin stuck in the other tooth. One's McDaniel, one's Grier, and you got one out, not the other. And that's the discomfort I still have. I feel like we have 2 injuries. Forget about the players on the field. In the end, like the gentleman on Rich Eisen show said, there's 3 key things to creating a good football team, which we've talked about. President of football operations, general manager, and head coach. If you don't have those 3 things foundationally and structurally, which Sammy, you have pressed, if Garfinkel and Ross are running the show, it doesn't matter what happens, because those are not football guys. These are business people. Go run Hard Rock. Go run F1. Go run Miami Open. Go run Cantor Challenge. Go do all that. You're not football people. So for me, Grier was one step in the right direction. But as I reflected more and read a little bit more, I'm less concerned about Tua at the moment. I'm more concerned about the structural foundation of this team. And right now, you only have done one piece of the puzzle. And I don't want to hear that we have to lose like crazy to Buffalo and then lose in Spain for McDaniel to be fired. He should be fired by now, because you're not going to be able to assess your other players. Like, Bobby, come on. It took him how many years? Remember, there was a particular gentleman who once said on name, I will not say his name, that predicted Tanner Connor was going to get 15 touchdowns. Now they cut him on a random Thursday. Like, what are we doing here exactly? And the trade deadline for all of you, it was a complete and utter failure. Like Orlovsky, who's a big, big, big Miami supporter, who loves Tua, ripped the Dolphins. I don't care what you could have gotten. You need to have some sort of understanding. What the trade deadline showed me was that you don't believe in the fact that you might still. I think they want to reset again. And the fact that Jalen Phillips said this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to him, the man's having a baby and just got engaged. I wonder what his fiance thinks that his baby.
But did you hear? Well, that's not what I got from that. First off, of Jalen Phillips, and
he might get cut. He might not be re-signed. Like,
well, he's on a contract year. But I'll just say, notice what he said. I never got that many Instagram likes. I'm paraphrasing. I don't have it in front of me. That was the key thing I got from that. When I'm like, okay. That's why you're worth a third round pick.
No, what I learned, and he's actually about, before I pass it on to this gentleman, I want people to realize the person who could have predicted all of this and who's been the most rational about this has been Sammy. All this stuff about McDaniel, Tua, how Ross is thinking, it doesn't surprise me, but it annoys me. The only person I know actually who's been more even keel and nothing surprises him so far this season has been Sammy. So the fact that any of this stuff has happened, Sammy could have told you this was going to happen because this is what's happening. I said Tua's a liar. He can't lie. Oh, McDaniel's going to be here all season. Oh, that's not a lie. Like, it's like everything. So I'm convinced. Sammy has convinced me that McDaniel is going to be here. Tua's going to be here. And Champ Kelly is going to be the general manager. I'm convinced now of this. If it actually happens, I might actually be shocked. So, Sammy, for me, Greer, what they're doing is so Dolphins, and it's part and parcel of the fact that this team is poorly owned. As good of a person as he is, loyalty can only get you so far. And I feel like I don't know if you guys saw, there's the Bills paid for a banner. Talk about trolling, Bobby. There's a banner over the stadium.
I saw that.
Going after the Dolphins. Like, it's going to be a laugh fest. That's why, you know what it is for me?
Don't worry about that. Karma always takes care of everything.
I know. But
don't worry.
I feel bad, by the way, for me, I'm just frustrated for everybody for the whole Dolphins organization that they just can't. Where is the brain? Like, who's really in charge?
The conscience.
McDaniel said, I was involved.
So
the fact that McDaniel was involved in that, Bobby, that's what angered me most. Because I've been saying that to you for a long time.
I went off on East Century Boys with Alex. I think on was it Thursday night?
It's unacceptable. He's involved in anything.
There's no reason for him to be touching. Focus on coaching the damn team.
He doesn't
you don't even know how to be a head coach, and you're worried about trades. And Alex, well, he's the head coach. He should have a hand. No, bull crap. No. We don't even know if he's going to be here next year. Focus on being the head coach. You're too busy being a play caller. You don't even know how to be a head coach, but you're going to have to talk about who's on the roster. Just do your job.
So for me, the only difference was maybe, by the way, I think Greer would have made the trade for Phillips because of a contract year, and he doesn't like to keep defensive players, and he has a good relationship with Harry Roseman. So that's why I'm saying, like, I thought Champ Kelly coming in would be a sign of a little bit of a difference. How ironic that they traded him to the team. Did you guys find that weird? Chris Greer and Harry Roseman have a very close working relationship. They're actually friends with each other. How interesting is it that Chris Greer, the first team they go to is the Eagles, and where Vic Fangio is. How weird is that? The team that they went to for Jalen Phillips is a team where Jalen Phillips has worked with that defensive coordinator and the team that Greer actually has a good relationship with. How weird was that? So almost like Champ Kelly being there. I've now been saying this to you guys for a very long time. I always thought that Greer was, in the end, he has to make the decision, but he takes the information from his head coach and the people around him. He's collaborative. And the Flores stuff, sometimes he'll make unilateral. But I thought Mike McDaniel had a lot more say in this player personnel than people actually thought. And it was proven on Tuesday that Mike McDaniel has a lot more say than he ever has earned. He's never earned the right to choose his personnel because he hasn't won with it. So that's why I'm frustrated with why he's still there. But for me, Chris Greer, because Bobby, firing Chris Greer only solves one part of the problem. If you don't make fundamental changes to how the structure is organized, and that's why I'm convinced now at this point, president of football operations is the most critical thing now. I don't want a player personnel head coach. Go get whatever head coach you want. I don't care. There better be someone at the top in between Ross and the general manager, or we're doomed. The team is doomed to fail again. Sammy, what do you think?
Well, so much to say right now. Joe Banner is the person.
Yeah, Joe Banner.
Yes. And I don't want to plug myself on Fins TV. On Tuesday, we're going to talk
Plug away, brother. Plug away.
A lot more about basically that, because that episode is based almost completely on that very topic, Evan and Bobby. It's the fact that the Dolphins did some changes. Yes, they did one change. They removed Chris Greer, who, if you ask me, probably would have got the guy at third from the Eagles, because basically with what you said, the relationship is better. So Greer would have made that trade. Dolphins didn't want to hear it, but he probably could have got it that they hire third. But that's just a speculation. I've been saying for a couple of weeks that if you made a change, it had to affect all facets of the team. I know Tom Garfinkel has been great as a president, money-wise, the bottom line, the F1, the Hard Rock Stadium renovation. But if you care about the Dolphins brand, the Dolphins as a brand has taken a hit, even worse than when Wade Huizenga sold the team to Stephen Ross after the 1-15 season. The Dolphins brand has never been as down as it is right now. You lost a whole generation, 25 years of not winning a play game, loses basically a complete generation of Dolphins fans who never saw this team win a playoff game, who the only reason to believe they can win something is the 2022-2023 seasons. So it's rough. I am on record saying, and when I said it before, I know it wasn't popular. I said Mike McDaniel will survive the season. He will not change coaches mid-season. He didn't do it to Flores. He will not do it to McDaniel. He's the one who extended Mike McDaniel. He will not be the one who fired him. He's always had trouble hiring a GM. The times that when he had to do that, it was a mess. With the coach, the only coach he's ever had who had ever liked him is Mike McDaniel. Adam Gase didn't like him. Brian Flores didn't like him. So, he likes Mike McDaniel, and Mike McDaniel likes him. So, Chad Bailey being the general manager, I expect him to be the general manager next year. Keep Tua and Mike McDaniel one more year. So yes, I'm saying they're gonna come back next year. If I'm wrong, I had no problem saying I'm wrong, but I wasn't wrong the last time. I truly believe that. I think they should do a change. Tuesday on Fizz TV is basically called from the top, because I truly believe that if they're going to do changes, they have to be from the top all the way up. I'm not saying to fire Tom Garfinkel. He's been great for Stephen Ross, but he has not been great for the Dolphins. As a team, they need a president. Mike D wasn't the greatest president, but he cared about the Dolphins. He was the president of the Miami Dolphins. Right now, he's the president of Miami Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium Enterprises, because the Dolphins right now, who will be the one who go to Stephen Ross and say, Steven, look, we need changes. Nobody has done that. This is why this team, it doesn't have a true head. And I defended Stephen Ross from time to time. I think it's well intended. He's done everything monetary wise to make this team win, but you need more. The hires are the key. You can buy the grass fields the grass company. If you can have the grass, you can have the best stadium, the best facilities, the best locker rooms. But if you don't have the right people in place, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. So I think Stephen Ross said, "Listen, this might be my last hurrah. I think I did the right thing. I'm gonna give it one more try. Let's bring the vibe together." I don't know how he's gonna sell it. That's gonna be a tough sell when that press release comes out the Monday after the season and said, "Yeah, this was a rough year, but with Camp Kelly, we're gonna strive, and we believe the capabilities of head coach McDaniel." Blah 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 blah. And I don't think. I saw one post and I respect that. I saw one post of one fan turning down his season tickets.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy your season tickets, most of the fans sell them anyway. A few hardcore fans we all know, we love, who go to every single Dolphins game with their season tickets. The one who doesn't, is nothing wrong with that, but they sell them out. They sell great. That stadium today is going to be filled with Bills fans who got their tickets, probably most of them by getting them for season ticket holders of the Dolphins. So if you could give your season tickets away, someone's gonna snap you up, because last time I checked, and basically that might have changed. There's even a waiting list for the Dolphins tickets. So what are you gonna do? The Dolphins are probably laugh and say, "Sure, give them back. Who cares?" So that's not gonna solve anything. But I truly believe that they're gonna run it back next year. I don't think that this dismissal of Chris Greer today did anything other than to help. I'm sorry to say it, but Stephen Ross Eagles, because I called it when I saw it, and I heard Joe Ross. I said it the day after. I don't know if it was with the pro we had with on Feast Faithful or not, but I said it. That image of Dolphins fans walking away from the game in the fourth quarter with paper bags on top of the heads, and you cut the image cut to to Stephen Ross and Tom Garfinkel. That was a humiliation. Yeah, it was a humiliation for Stephen Ross. So something had to be done. But changes, I don't expect so much changes. It doesn't change anything. I don't believe that Dolphins players today are gonna say, "Let's play to win this game." No, if they might care the last 3 games of the season, because that's the only thing that when you have a losing team, you have to rally to say the tape you gave out for the next season. But I expect any change around for this team.
All right, we'll get back into that because I think it's great points all around. But let's get into the game and actives very quick. Quinn Ewers is your emergency third quarterback today. Ashton Davis is out. Rasul Douglas, Chop Robinson, Andre Carter, D. Eskridge, and Julian Hill all out. Game and actives for today. Sammy, quick reaction to that.
No, Quinn Ewers says it's kind of funny the fact that they made in the backup for one game, and Tua hugs over the reps. So you throw him out there, he has a very bad team, and then okay, that's done. But that seems that's funny, but nothing surprised me anymore.
Evan?
Well, you're losing your best corner because it turns out Rasul Douglas turned out to be a pretty good pickup towards the end of spring training because he's had a very good year.
Yeah.
D. Eskridge on the return, so you're probably going to see Malik. You might see Ellie Gordon back there. You never know. Julian Hill. I think Julian Hill not there. I think Greg Dutchleg. I can't pronounce his last name. The guy looked pretty good last game. The tight end who played in the Ravens game. He actually was pretty decent. No Chop. That's why they kept Judon and Chubb and whatever. But nothing really surprised me. You're going to see Zeke Biggers in the lineup today, which is you might actually see some Zeke Biggers. I don't understand why they have Zach Wilson. Maybe have Quinn there, but anyways, nothing really surprises me. What really overwhelms me about this is the fact that I think they're still going to this mindset of winning the football game, which is fine. The problem I have, and I think you go back to what I was mentioning earlier, and it affects the inactives because it affects the concept of the team, is I could see in my own head Tua being back next year, you not keeping Wilson, you have Ewers, you draft another quarterback, maybe in the second round, because I don't think Lenore, you never know who's going to, you could find a quarterback second, third round, which we're going to dig into. I'll probably spend most of my draft analysis this year probably on that. But honestly, they have, if you're going to keep Waddle, you're going to keep Achane, you're going to keep all these core guys, because that's the mentality, you can still replace McDaniel, keep Tua next year. You potentially could say to a head coach and a general manager, keep Tua for one more year, see how he does. He's sort of a stopgap like Fitzpatrick is. Draft your quarterback. You pick your linemen. You pick your personnel with the new general manager combination. Tua, I don't care if Tua, in the end, if Tua's to start next year, I'll live with it because it is what it is. But my problem I have right now is the no man's land approach. I don't know what to expect of today's game. Today's game, I've even predicted it on Vince TV Plus. It can go in so many ways, and that's so Dolphins. You don't know. That's what bothers me. This inactives, if you look at it, Ashton Davis has been a very physical player. Rasul Douglas has been your best corner. Chop has been a disappointment in the sophomore season. Andre Carter's a stopgap. Eskridge has been your best special team returner. And Julian Hill actually hasn't really committed any penalties. So decent players are actually on the injured list, but I don't expect the players who are replacing them today are going to be utilized. I think this is going to be beat the Bills today. I actually think they're going to put I think that Mike McDaniel is going to be beyond the word aggressive today. I have a feeling he's going to force. This is his Super Bowl, guys. This is the Dolphins Super Bowl today, because watch this. I said this to TV Plus. If they win this football game today, doesn't matter. They can go 3-14. They beat the Bills. But people are still, Bobby, all throughout Twitter yesterday. They're still showing that 19-17 game. Like it was the greatest thing that ever happened to the Dolphins. You know how poor they played that game? Literally, Josh Allen, I think, had like 500 yards of offense that game. The defense won them that football game. The defense just bend, not broke. But and it was also an early. It's just so funny. Like
you're right. I mean, I don't know if this game. Oh, go ahead, Sammy. You're on mute.
No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to interrupt, Evan. I was that game was beautiful. It was a beautiful day, if you ask me.
No, it was great.
I just want to say, Evan, I think you're on the money because this could be a game where if they lose, it's not going to cost McDaniel their job unless they get blown out, his job. But this could be a game that could save his job if they come out and they compete and they win, and in a convincing fashion, which won't happen. I highly doubt it. In a convincing fashion, this could save his job. But it's like, look, they're playing for him. So you're right. This could be their Super Bowl. I will say that the game that I love the most in regards to one I attended was the Buffalo Miami game, is when Jay Ajayi ran for 200 yards. I went with Ralph, and that was a lot of fun because Miami was down. It was Ryan Tannehill and Jay Ajayi. That was a lot. That was a great game.
But Bobby, I said this on Fizz TV Plus. If they win today, this is the mentality. I'm telling you, this is all the Dolphins are going to be talking about. If they win today somehow, McDaniels, they're going to do a rah speech that we get no Jaden Daniels next week. What stops them from going into Madrid? So then they're going to go 3-7, then 4-7. Then they have the Saints 5-7. Then they have the Jets 6-7. Like the mentality is they might be able to do this 6-7. But then what the Steelers?
Sorry, I had to do it.
The Steelers are struggling, but it's going to be snowing, so maybe they end up 6-8. But they could still do it because they got the Bengals. But then wait, they have to. Remember we did that once a couple of years ago, and you were saying to me, Evan, one game at a time. Don't forecast 3 games ahead. But that's the mentality of the Dolphins, right? Remember the Miami Miracle game with Tannehill with Jenyon Dig? They were 6-7 then, and people were like, "Oh my God, they can make the playoffs! They can make the playoffs!" It's like that's Dolphins. Like they think if they win today, there's going to Bobby. I'm telling you, Sammy, it is going to be like they won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It's like, oh my God, they look at the schedule, guys. They're already not one game at a time. We could beat Washington without Jaden Daniels. Next thing you know, we're 6-7. This is going to catapult us. Like Bobby, can't you just picture that? The mentality of the 2 in the year. If he goes out and beats Josh Allen after they just beat Kansas City, like the Buffalo beat Kansas City, like the mentality of the Dolphins universe who are Homer fans, and I would love for us to beat the Bills, but the slow your roll, I could just picture this. Like to people, this is the moment. They beat the Bills. It's like no rebuild needed. McDaniel got over the hump. We beat them 3 out of 17, 18 times. It's amazing, guys. We did it. I could just picture it. The Daniels are going to be here in droves tonight. It's going to be phenomenal. By the way, if they win, the funny part is if they lose today, I'm going to laugh. If they lose by 3, I'm going to laugh. If they win or they get blown out, I'm going to laugh. If they win, that's no matter what happens today, I will show up on the show as happy as I am now because it's so Dolphins. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's like you don't know. You just don't know.
I'll just say, it would be so Dolphins to start winning and then start winning.
Do I get injured?
Yeah, and then just lose out. I will say though, just to say it, there's no chance of that happening. Let's be real. The Dolphins are who they are.
Negative.
They are a bad football team all the way around. You can fire. That's why I said when people say, "Oh, don't fire McDaniel," let's get that top 5, top 3 picks. Like, look, you can fire McDaniel. You could put Bill Belichick in there. You could do anybody right now. The team's going to lose. There's no way there. The team is fundamentally flawed. That's just a fact.
Are you guys convinced that Hard Rock is haunted? Because look at Cristobal. Cristobal's getting ripped in Miami. The only person who
they won
I know
yesterday.
right now, the only person who is Teflon Don in the city of Miami is Eric Spoelstra.
Love Coach Spo.
No, he's the only one where you can criticize him and it rubs off back. People will get. No one will ever rip Spo. No matter if you could rip Spo, but you can get away. You won't get away with it for very long. But these coaches who will go into Hard Rock, nothing ever good comes. Like, name me the last time since Shula that anyone has ever even played there. Name me a coach who's been successful at the University of Miami or the Miami Dolphins since in that building. No one's ever been successful. Everyone leaves there from the U to the Dolphins. None of them are successful. None of them. Because people were
I know
the coach's office there. It's haunted.
What's up, Nick? John, I see you guys in there. DSG, of course. Evil Bobby is awesome. Nick says that you guys see that Bills flag. Yes, we did. We did see the banner fly over the stadium. And John says it's time for Quinn Ewers. Look, again, I think in regards to that situation with Quinn Ewers or just benching Tua, that is not like for McDaniel. Mike McDaniel will not bench Tua until it's absolutely time to bench Tua, because once he does that, you can't come back from it. It's good. It's a kind of a deal breaker at that point, unless it's totally like, okay, you're hurt, I want to protect you. Wait,
injury.
Yeah, if they lose the next 2 games, we could see Tua being benched to save you from yourself. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. And I will say, yes, because every time, I just sit quietly until I start talking. You got to start.
Go. Never mind.
No, go ahead. I'll wait for you. You go.
Do you know what the Bills offered? You know what the Bills offered the Dolphins for Jalen Waddle?
Yeah, we were going to get to that, but I was just trying to finish.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we did see it. Yeah, I've been on it since this morning. I did see it.
Wow.
DSG actually messaged me.
I would have done that in a heartbeat. I couldn't care less.
No chance in hell. Let me say it into the mic. No chance in hell.
Phoenix.
Do your evil voice.
Sammy, you better hope nobody screenshots that.
Would you have done it for? By the way, Bobby, would you have done that Would you have done that if it was the first because it's the Bills or because of the picks?
The Bills,
huh?
The Buffalo Bills. But you're on mute after you got your mic a little too excited. You can't perform now. It's like
you want to talk about it right now, because I know this.
Go for it. Let's go.
Listen,
F what I have to say.
Okay, Evan, give me 30 seconds and you can take it away.
No.
Oh, you're too much. There you go, Evan. Listen, I saw DSG label. I need the pronunciation for that name because it confused me. Is it DSG Glavo or DSG label? I'm confused. I don't want to butcher that. Okay, let's say the Dolphins sent Water away to the Bills for the first and a third. Got it. Are you confident in it? Yes, thank you. Are you confident enough? Are you confident enough?
It's over.
That let's focus on here. Are you confident enough? Are you confident enough that the Dolphins are gonna be able to get proper value for a first and a third? Are we confident enough that we had the person who's capable enough to get the value to overcome the loss of Waddle? Not to anybody, but to the Bills for the.
Muted again.
It's not the fact that they trade Waddle to the Bills. It's the fact that I'm not confident the Dolphins can get anyone confident enough with the first or the third back for that trade. So no. If it's the Bills, I would need to first. And it's crazy because they will never take that deal. That's why I need. And
it was
something outrageous.
And it was a 27 first round pick. It wasn't a 26.
Yes, also, yeah. But if they're the third, I would need the first because it's outrageous. I'm not confident that the Dolphins, even with 2 firsts, the Dolphins will get proper value back as of right now because I'm not confident anyone picking for the Dolphins right now.
So that's one of my things too. Is you could do that. But are you going to get somebody good from that? And it's a pick that next year, not this year. And secondly, damn well I'm okay trading Jalen Phillips to Philly. He could have a great year if he could stay healthy, whatever. I don't give a damn what he does in Philly anymore. He's gone. But you traded Jalen Waddle to Buffalo with Josh Allen. Jalen Waddle will all of a sudden find all the health, have monster seasons, kill the Dolphins every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And we'll be sitting there with probably some random safety or corner who should have been taken in the 5th round. We got him in the 1st round because he's, cousins with the GM, even though Greer's gone now. No, I'm not trading him to Buffalo because I'm not going to watch him kill us every season. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I understand. Oh, but it's a 1st-round pick. It's still Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather trade
probably the 32nd pick. Sorry, but probably the second.
More than likely. And what's the point? It's basically a glorified 2nd rounder.
Yes.
So let me see what the comments are saying very quick. The Waddle trade, I don't care what they offer. Hell no to the Bills. Absolutely, Nick. I'm with you, my man. Raphael, good morning, sir. Gentlemen, Adam Schefter hinted on his podcast that Dolphins have a trading partner for Tua, FYI. I did not hear that nor see that. We'll have to look that up. I'm going to say this very quick. Russ Morgan, good morning. Dolphins suck. How's everyone? Prick.
He only likes me. He only likes me now.
That's to you too. He can't stand the Dolphins. We can't stand the Jets. It's perfectly fine.
He basically should be doing a victory lap with those 5 first-round pick, but
yeah,
but it doesn't matter how many first-round picks you have. If you don't make the right picks, it doesn't matter.
And like what he's saying, if the Jets end up with the 1st pick, which they could, even if they don't have it, because they could package those picks and trade up. It's going to be tough picking between Bobby Mendoza or Mendoza or Simpson.
By the way, I don't believe in tanking. I believe in resetting. I believe in resetting, but the question is, you need to reset properly.
Fernando.
Because, by the way, the Dolphins do have pieces. If I'm a player, if I'm a quarterback, I'm a lineman. If you bring in the right head coach who's able to go in and scout and develop and get the right lineman, you have Achane, you have Waddle, you have pieces there that you could do something with. You can turn this around. I just don't believe they have the foundation to do it.
I think I agree with you 100% with that sentiment in regards. I don't believe in tanking.
I don't believe in tanking.
Yeah, I got it now. Yeah, you just didn't put the comma in there. I got it.
By the way,
but I will say that's why the right head coach who get the most out of the players and develop them, a general manager who I know scouting is very important. But if you could find me a general manager who knows how to manage the cap, work around it, get, like Evan, we have this huge debate back and forth about Tua, right? If you could get me a GM who's smart, who knows how to work the cap, can manipulate it, I might be a little okay with that. More okay with it. No. And I'm going to say, but he or she has to also know how to hire the right staff at the same time.
Yeah. It's so important, guys. It just, for me, I'm less. People are talking about the players on the field. It really is the coaching. It's just if you have the right pieces. I know it's totally random, but the team that I support in Canada, I made the joke last week when I posted my Montreal-based team. The team was 0-7 when their quarterback was injured. Their actual starting quarterback, literally is 13-0 in his career now. Led his team to the championship game start next Sunday. And they have a phenomenal coach. By the way, the team became good because they hired the right coach and the right general manager and the right quarterback for that coach. It changes everything. If you build that correctly, and by the way, this is my highlight of yesterday when I read this, and you guys are going to appreciate this coming from Tim Stanza. The great Dave Hyde wrote today what he and I and others have been advocating. This is Barry Jackson wrote this in our lively Dolphins media room discussions for months, that the Dolphins, at least under Greer, should follow George Costanza, who realized after his initial decisions were so wrong that he should simply do the opposite of every instinct he's had. I'm not kidding, but if the Finns emulated Costanza for the past 8 years, they'd be far better shape. They should follow George Costanza. Do whatever they think. So, Ross, keep McDaniel, fire McDaniel. Keep Tua, get rid of Tua. Do whatever you think is the right thing to do the opposite. Honestly, that's the problem with all. Honestly, though, I feel the team has such good weaponry with Waddle and Achane, and Jordan Brooks is a great linebacker. And I think Patrick Paul's having a good year, and that's being wasted. Honestly, There are pieces. Tua next year, fine. But Austin Jackson, Bradley Chubb, like just go honestly, and also Bobby, and I think we'll talk about this. Everyone fights about it. I'd like to actually see a year next year. If you're going to keep Tua, go get. I want to hear. I'll go get linemen. Just I don't care.
So
fix the trenches. Like if
I
you're going to
was
keep
gonna
Tua,
say
you better go trenches this year. You
that's what I
better
was gonna
finally
say.
go
I
trenches.
know, and again, I'm not hating. I'm not. You guys know how I feel about some of the quarterbacks in this draft, and there's still a lot of work to be done and all this whatnot. But smart teams could afford, if we get a GM who could be smart, whether whoever that may be, if a smart team would go, like you said, build the trenches. Austin Jackson should be gone or should be the backup. You could go get a Francis, I'm forgetting his last name, from Miami. I don't want to butcher it, or a Fanu from Utah. You build those trenches, you get that right tackle. Now you have you got your franchise left tackle, you got a franchise right tackle. Then a smart team would go, okay, we have those package, we have 3 first, third rounders. We have 3 third rounders. Whatever quarterback is falling into the second round, package those picks up, move up, and go get that quarterback, whoever's fallen. That's a smart team. That's what smart teams do. You don't reach for a guy just because you need a guy. And I'm going to tell you this, and Sammy, forgive me, but I'm going to say this. You know where I stand on the whole Tua cutting and all this other crap. Don't believe, because I don't buy it because of the cap situation, whatever. However, and this might be a poison dart for Evan. He might have to take the poison pill. Which poison pill? But if they keep McDaniel, if they end up keeping McDaniel, if they keep McDaniel for next year, that's the only time I think that I would understand Miami doing the Russell Wilson thing to Tua.
Yeah. By the way,
and that might be where and that's when you have to take the hit, because he's that, and they're saying, hey, we're committed to you. If you think Tua's the problem, let's go and let's cut him, because that's when the whole civil war between Tua and McDaniel will continue, because now he's benched. So that's the only time I think that could happen, is if they keep McDaniel.
But I want Tammy to take over this. I just thought of something in my head, and this is my new pound the table moment.
Uh-oh.
If I look back, because I saw the ad yesterday, I saw one of the tweets yesterday that came back, and it made me think. If I had a choice right now, what I would want next year, because this is the pieces you can go get in the draft. You fire McDaniel. Because of the fact that you brought this up a couple weeks ago, Bobby, with when we did a prediction show of coaches, I go get Ray Agnew. I go get Hank Fraley. You keep Tua as your quarterback. He's sort of your Jared Goff. You have Ollie Gordon and Javon Achan. That's your Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Damn.
You go get your staunch lineman opposite Patrick Paul. You go get your tight end that plays like a Penei Sewell. Then you go get your tight end like a Sam Laporta. You have your Amon-Ra St. Brown similar to Jalen Waddle, and you go build your trenches, and that's how your offense runs. I would go get Detroit. I'd go emulate next season Detroit Lions Jared Goff first year in Detroit. Go get your pound physical head coach in Frank Fraley, who's played the game. You go get an experienced general manager who's been there for all over in Ray Agnew, and you go do Detroit Lions. That's what I would go do, and I would be fine keeping Tua. If I told you right now, you don't keep Tua, you get rid of it, you go kill McDaniel, you go kill it. I'd rather go get a physical head coach, an experienced general manager, go and do the Jared Goff experiment in Detroit like they did with the Dolphins. I would do that next year.
And you know what? I'm just going to say, that's the smart move. It really is. Because, again, you don't take the hit. He becomes your bridge. Realistically, that's your bridge guy. And, again, you could afford to get one of the fallen guys in the second round, trade up, grab him. You got 2 second-round picks now. You get another guy. And then you allow him to be your bridge guy until you move him for whatever. I think that is the smart move to go. We'll see. But we'll keep going into it here. Again, just news of the day, and that's kind of little tidbits are popping up here and there about the trade deadline. Miami, obviously, a lot of people thought it was a fire sale. It didn't happen that way. Miami only traded Jalen Phillips. Miami was talking to multiple teams. Teams reached out about Jalen Waddle. The Buffalo Bills offered a 27 first-round pick and a 26 third-round pick. Devon Achin was called about. Some teams offered a second round pick. Miami buckled on that. Bradley Chubb and Minka Fitzpatrick also discussed in deals. No dice. So we will continue to wait. Obviously, Minka's contracted for a couple more years. So a lot of these conversations could be revisited in the offseason. So we'll just have to wait and see. Miami's going to go ahead and ride the plane and see how they finish off for the rest of the year. Before we get back into the Dolphins, and especially this game with Buffalo and Miami, let us go around the league and take a look and see what these games are today, kind of follow up on some games, and then we'll get into the Dolphins and keys to the game. We get to our here Fins TV. Shout out Fins TV to the Fins TV Pick'em League, where I am 88-47. I'm actually proud of that. I'm actually not mad at that. I mean, I'm mad that I'm not in first, but that's okay. I could get there.
By the way, you guys, can I ask you a question? Why is it that every Thursday night football game is putrid? In Survivor this week, I look at my BFF, one of my good friends, and I go, like, we're picking the Broncos this week because that's one of the few teams I have left in one of my big Survivor pools where there's money. That was one of the worst football games I've ever seen. Next week, the number one game to pick is New England and Jets on Thursday. Thursday night football games are the worst football games to bet on, and they're just boring as all hell. Not leave the Dolphins game. They rid themselves of Thursday night. It is such poor football. Or come up with a new mentality, because I don't know about you guys. That past Thursday night, Denver, Vegas was one of the worst games I've ever seen. One of the worst. And honestly, people would have lost a lot of money because a lot of people bet on Denver that game.
They're usually division games unless it's the Ravens and the Dolphins. And basically, the division games are unpredictable, but not today. We all know what's going to happen today. The division games are usually unpredictable.
So Broncos, of course, beat the Raiders 10-7. Currently, right now, the Atlanta Falcons are over on the Colts 17-13. I picked the Colts to win that game. I don't know what quarter it is. It's the fourth quarter right now. It's in Indianapolis.
No, it's in Germany, right?
Oh, is it in Germany? Is it? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, it couldn't be going on now, Bobby. It's going on now. It can't be in Indianapolis. It wouldn't be at 9 o'clock in the morning in Indy.
All right. Don't have to be a prick about it. Anyway. Damn. I mean, my gosh, dude.
Bobby, you're worried about getting up at 7 o'clock to do a podcast? You expect the players to be up at 7 o'clock playing a football game?
You never know, man. You never know.
You never stop. See that?
I just can't let it go, man. Damn.
Just love it.
Bobby, it's only because I adore you.
I know. All right.
And you call me a prick afterwards.
It's a prick out
Is
of
that
love.
enough?
It's out of love.
By the way, let me ask you guys, because we just talked about that game quickly. Do you think that they came back down to earth last week? Daniel Jones having one of probably the yin and yang. Do you feel like they came back to earth, or that was just a hiccup for the Colts, or you were not all in on the Colts anyways?
I don't know about all in, but I think they're for real in regards of being a competitive team. I don't think they're posers, if that's what you're asking.
I feel like the Falcons. Think about this: the Falcons lost to us, but now they're playing. It's so weird. If the Falcons played winning teams all season, they might be undefeated. They played well against Buffalo and Indy and all these great teams. But they struggle against the crappy teams. It's very funny. I took the Colts there too. I might lose that one.
They're talking a lot of mad stuff on Michael Penix today. So moving on, let's go. The New York Giants 2-7 traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Evan, who do you got?
I have the Bears just without Cam Scatterbo, and I think that I thought the Bears were going down the drain very quickly, but I don't know how Zach Taylor still has his job. How does he? I understand there's the injury factor of Joe Burrow, who's most more games than Tua, but at this time, they got rid of Logan Thomas, or Logan Wilson, this past week to the Cowboys.
Trade. The Cowboys, huh?
But talk about I thought as much as McDaniel, how does this guy Zach Taylor go? He still has a Super Bowl hangover of 3 years ago. He really that team is just pure ops. They're with the talent they have on offense, with Higgins and with Jamar Chase. and Trey Hendrickson on defense, how could you be that bad? I thought the Dolphins defense was bad. What they did last week with Caleb Williams, that was disgusting how bad this team is. No, I got the Bears.
It's the Giants versus the Bears. But
I know, but I'm saying I would have taken the Bears. Had the Bears lost last week and the Bengals didn't give them life, I would have thought the Bears would be down the toilet. But now the Bengals gave them life.
Yeah. And
So I take the Bears over
they'll go.
the
Yeah, I have the Bears too. They're going 6-3. Sammy, do you think an upset could happen?
I agree. I agree with Evan. I have the Bengals winning the bye week, and I had the Bears beating the Giants. For a second, I thought we were talking about the Bengals. I'm like,
I did too. I started going through my phone. I was like, wait, what did I do?
I had the
I'm
Bengals
just
winning
saying
the bye week.
the Bengals did the Bears a solid.
And this is why it's just this is I say this with love and respect. This is Evan. It's like earlier I say, hey, what do you think of this one thing? And and he'll say that, and then he'll get right back to McDaniel and everything else. And we go on a 30-minute tirade.
Rinse and repeat.
Okay, Sammy. Baltimore going to Minnesota. Baltimore's 3-5. Minnesota 4-4. I've got Baltimore. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong, but I'm still gonna pick the Vikings. I think that the Ravens are getting healthy at the right time, but I think the Vikings has some momentum at home because it's hard to win Minnesota sometimes. So I'm still gonna pick the Vikings here. I'm not playing the bigger league, but I still have to take some risks if I want to mock a little bit more. So I'm gonna pick the Vikings.
Evan,
I got the Ravens. The Ravens are gonna not lose for a while. They're not gonna lose till they get over 500 again. The Vikings with their quarterback situation and such, they're struggling. They're not the same team as last year. When you look back now, you go, was it worth maybe keeping Sam Darnold? Because look what they're doing in Seattle. We'll talk about that. But no, the Ravens they're going to go in there. It's a dome game for Lamar Jackson. He's going to go off running. I see the Ravens having no trouble beating the Vikings.
There you go. Cleveland Browns taking on the New York Football Jets. I'm going to stay here. If Russ is still here, I am taking the Jets today to win. Evan?
I got the Browns.
Sammy?
I think the defense of the Browns. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think the Browns' defense just swallowing up the Jets offense.
Thank you, Raphael. Have a good one, brother. Appreciate you. Sammy, Jets, Browns.
I had the Jets, and just about a minute ago, I changed to the Browns just because of the defense, and just because of the fact that I don't think the Jets want to win. So I'm gonna pick the Browns.
Patriots taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a fun game, I think. Sammy, who do you got?
I have the Buccaneers, and it should be very close because I think the Patriots are playing well against inferior teams, but that is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge in Tampa, so I'm going to pick the Bucs.
Evan?
I think it will be a battle of what they so-called 2-3 weeks ago. It was all about Baker Mayfield. Now it's all about Drake May. At the end of this game, it will all be about Baker Mayfield again. The Bucs will pick up the victory at home.
I've got the Patriots winning this game today. You got New Orleans 1-8 taking on the Carolina Panthers. Could the Saints upset the Panthers in Carolina, Evan?
No, Rico Dowdle. Who would have thought that the Dolphins would have basically exploded Rico Dowdle? Rico Dowdle again, phenomenal game last week. No, Panthers are going to be 6-4. If you would have put money on this season, who would be 6-4? Dolphins or Panthers? It's like people sadly would have taken the Dolphins. Panthers are going to be 6-4 at the end of this game.
Sammy?
I have the Saints not winning, so I had the Panthers.
I got the Panthers as well. Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. I got the Jags. Sammy, who you got?
I have the Texans just because the Jaguars have played well, but they're kind of inconsistent. So it's a division game. The Texans at home. That's why I'm picking the Texans.
Evan?
I think they've always had some weird games in that stadium between these two teams. It's an awkward game. They have a weird rivalry, and I think the Texans will pick it up.
There you go. All right, Cardinals with a new quarterback as the starter. Or is it Jacoby Brissett is the starter for? Is it?
Yep.
Taking on the Seattle Seahawks 6-2. I got the Seahawks, but can Jacoby will the Cardinals to victory, Evan?
My MVP candidate isn't Baker Mayfield. It isn't Drake May. Talk about a guy who took a last year, proved himself, and now with Mike McDonald and that defense, with Jackson Vicanigva and Kenneth Walker and that group, that
Ain't a flash in the pan.
No flash in the pan, Sam Darnold. Maybe it's anything that goes. You said this to me earlier this week. It doesn't matter who goes, whatever quarterback you are. If you're Mendoza or Sellers or Dante Moore, you don't want to go to the Jets. Like if I'm that guy, I'm pulling an Eli Manning. I'm not going to the Jets if I'm a quarterback. No. I don't want to go there. So Sam Darnold is an MVP candidate. Like that team is good. They are a very good football team in Seattle. They are not going to have no trouble beating the Cardinals. They are a very good football team, and that's a tough place to play.
100%.
That's a tough place to play.
100%. I got the Seahawks. Sammy?
Have it on the Dolphins to have the only Jets quarterback not to rewrite his career because Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers all have. So I have, Sammy said I have the Seahawks to win because in Seattle, in November, that's a very, very good home field advantage to have. So I have the Seahawks.
NFC West matchup, a big one. The 6-2 Los Angeles Rams taking on the 6-3 San Francisco 49ers. Sammy, who do you got?
I have the 49ers, but this game, the last time the Dolphins played, they're always very good games. It's probably the hardest game to pick the whole week, but I'm going to have the 49ers winning.
Evan?
49ers fans travel to SoFi and beat the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge is the best if served cold, but it's going to be the reverse. They're going to go into Santa Clara, and the Rams are going to win.
I got the Rams as well. You got Detroit Lions 5-3 taking on the Commanders. I got the Lions. Evan, who do you got?
I got the future head coach and general manager of the Miami Dolphins beating the Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders. Guys, it's going to be Tua versus Marcus Mariota next week in Spain. It's going to be the Hawaiian Bowl.
Yeah, Raphael, I saw it when you said game is starting. I had to look. I'm like, I know I'm an hour back, but I'm not that far back.
It's so weird. Bobby, what's interesting about today's show, you're an hour behind me, and Sammy's an hour ahead of me.
Is that right?
I'm right in the middle. Yeah, because San Juan doesn't do daylight savings.
Oh,
1 p.m. over here.
Oh, there you go.
He was falling asleep. Me and Eddie could keep going. He was falling asleep.
Yes, I was like, okay, good night, everybody.
He's out of it. Chargers. Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to LA to take the Chargers. Pittsburgh is 5-3. Chargers are 6-3.
By the way, I have the Lions over the Commies.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. All right. Who do you? Let's just stay with you, man. Who do you got? The Chargers and the Steelers.
I have the Chargers just because the Steelers. Remember the other week when I said that this is the Steelers were on fraud alert. They're still, they're still on fraud alert and falling fast. I have the Chargers beating the Steelers.
I got them as well. I got the Chargers. Evan, what do you got?
Chargers. They got They got Jim Harbaugh, and they got Justin Herbert.
Damn.
That's all you need.
There you go.
Oh, you mean the guys who should have been on our team? Ross actually should have done that.
There it is. There it is.
Let it go.
Yeah,
let it go.
If I don't do it, it's not me.
I know.
That's
I have
true.
no faith in Karen Rodgers, right? Philly, the 6-2 Eagles taking on the 5-2-1 Green Bay Packers. Evan, does Stager end the day happy? Monday night.
Talk about a fraudulent 5-2 team. The Packers are one of the most underperforming, disappointing teams with a winning record I've ever seen in the NFL. They don't have one good win. Not one good win. George, I don't know what's going on there. The Eagles have figured a couple things out. They made some big trades at the deadline. The Eagles are going to go in. They're not going to be fearful of going into Green Bay. Green Bay is going to be a little bit of a free fall right now. I don't believe in the Packers at all anymore. I'm not trusting them. They have killed so many survivor pools this year. Those two losses have killed many survivor pools. Easy wins. They choked it away. Easy wins.
If you remember last week, I said that the Packers should beat the Panthers, but the Packers have been playing to the level of opposition. And you know what happened? They lost that game. So I expected to have a much better game, but I still have the Eagles going to Green Bay and beating the Packers.
There you go. I got the Eagles winning as well. So that will wrap that up. We'll get now to the Dolphins game. And let's go ahead and discuss it. Evan, what are your keys to victory, to a Dolphins victory today? What do they have to do in order to win?
What a surprise. Let me pull up my playbook. Let's see if anything's changed since the beginning of the season. Stop the run. So basically, don't let so stop the run. Tua can't turn over the ball. And maybe run the ball twice as many times as you pass the ball. So basically, do everything you did in the Falcons game. Basically, it's your tail on the wall. Mike McDaniel, everything you did in the Falcons game, do with the Buffalo game. Maybe you might win. But unfortunately, we'll see what happens. But key to the game, stop the run the ball, and Tua can't throw any interceptions. Simple. It worked 2 weeks ago. Why wouldn't it work again? Because we have a moronic head coach.
Rinse and repeat. If Tua thought that the Ravens fans were too much at Harrow Stadium, he better be ready for today, because I've been to the last 3 games of the Bills at Harrow Stadium. That they always struggle great. Yep, they love their team. They're great fans for their team. The ones who are annoying are as annoying as our fans. So there's no difference there. And they are going there thinking they're having a party at Hard Rock Stadium. They're gonna be loud. That's gonna be a true takeover to the Hard Rock Stadium. The Dolphins will need to, of course, run the ball. The Bills don't. We talk about with Evan on Fins TV Plus on Thursday. The Dolphins, the Bills defense, running defense. What Evan? What?
Jonathan Taylor. I remember a time where Bobby and I were banging the table for Jonathan Taylor. Just go look at the touchdown he just did. Remember Bobby wanted Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
No good, Jonathan. He just broke like 5 tackles, pulled out when he was being tackled by both ankles, and ran 70 yards.
I wanted him twice.
Bobby,
once in the
we were
draft,
banging the table for Jonathan
one in the
Taylor?
draft, and one with the trade deadline. So I wanted him twice.
Who did we take? Liam Eichenberg? Remember Liam Eichenberg instead of Jonathan Taylor? We took Liam freaking Eichenberg.
No, I'll tell you what, that was Noah Ibanagani, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Noah Ibanagani, you're right. No, you're not.
All right, let Sammy finish the point.
That's right. As I was saying. The Bills, as I said with them on FCB Plus on Saturday, the Bills' running defense is not good. It's one of the worst in the league, basically close to the Dolphins. I think a couple, like 3 yards per game lower, but that's not saying a lot. So the Dolphins will have to find a way to run the ball today, trying to keep Josh Allen in the sidelines. That will be their only hope. Like I said, Tua, if he thought that the Ravens fans were loud, he better get ready, because we know with that guy on the headset, those delay of game penalties, those misreads, those false starts, those procedure calls against the Dolphins, they have to find a way to somehow minimize the penalties to try to control the game, control the clock. They will have to find a way to stop Josh Allen when he starts scrambling, because Josh Allen, like I said before, he wants to make this a statement game. If he can find a way to get Mike McDaniel fired, he will. So I'm pretty sure he's going to do everything he can to take over that game. So it's a tough task. I'm gonna save the score to the end of the game, but you can already know where I'm going with this, because it's going to be a tough task for sure.
So Buffalo's defense is ranked 28th in the league. Miami is 30th. So Sammy is right on.
Running defense.
I'll say the easy part. And that's first, you got to contain James Cook and Josh Allen. Josh Allen is just as dangerous in the air as he is athletically with the ball in his hands running out. Miami has to do their best to contain James Cook and Josh Allen. I know that's a tough ask, but that's what they need to do. This game, they are ranked second in pass defense. So you cannot rely on the inconsistent Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins passing offense. You got to rely on Devon Achane, Ollie Gordon, and Jalen Wright, who is active. This should be a running game. And protecting the ball. They're going to score when they got the ball. Don't give them more opportunities than they're already going to have. Protect the football, run the ball, stop the run. Those are your keys. It's going to be a tougher ask than what it is. So we'll see how that plays out. 68-yard run by Jonathan Taylor.
No, it was 83.
83.
Jonathan Taylor has 252 total yards today. And by the way, you know what they're doing today? How many times Daniel Jones has thrown the football today? 21 times. 34 carries between Taylor, Jones, and Doolin. There are 34 carries for 270 yards of rushing. Could maybe Mike McDaniel look into this play and see this is maybe how you win football games with this quarterback and this rushing attack? Because I'm sorry, Bobby and Sammy, if you give Devon Achane and Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright the balls 35, 40 times today, you might actually slow down the Bills' offense. Because I'm telling you this right now, the Bills, as bad as the offensive line can be, they are good with the run. Let your team run the football. Just run the ball, Mike McDaniel. Who cares about freaking Tua? Just run the ball. Run. I want Tua to throw the ball 10 times today. Run, Forrest. Run.
Run, Forrest, run. All right.
Don't you believe that, Bobby? Like, don't you believe that the rest of the season prove that you're a gadget guy with running the ball? Run the ball. Who cares about to run the stupid ball? By the way, Mike McDaniel's best shot at winning, saving his job, actually, which is anti-Finn Stanza, is to run the ball. If he throws it all game, he's giving me what I want. But if he wants to win, run the goddamn ball. Run the ball. Because, by the way, Sammy and Bobby, every time the Dolphins have been close against Buffalo, in Buffalo, you know what they've done for the majority of the football game? What have they done?
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Yes.
Run the ball. And don't stop.
Raphael, take the ball out of Tua's hands. Absolutely. You're not going to win with it. I'm not trying to be hating on it. It's just fact. It's true. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just what it is.
I make the prediction, though, Bobby. If they actually built properly, like I said, next year, if they actually did this, I could predict that Devon Achane, within 3 years, could be Offensive Player of the Year. He could be Jonathan. The guy is that talented. But Bill, like, honestly, you have one of the, I would say he's part of the 5 top important players to his team right now in the NFL. As far as more important than Jalen Waddle, more important, Devon Achane is your number one weapon. He is your Jonathan Taylor. He is your Saquon Barkley. But you have to give him a break once in a while. Like when Dahl is even saying, and other people are saying you even said they're overusing him and they're not letting him actually breathe. The reason why you let him breathe is to see Jalen Wright. Thank God Jalen Wright playing today. Like I want. By the way, wasn't it weird, guys, that they actually used the 6 linemen with run skill? They used it at the beginning of the Ravens game and then it disappeared. It actually worked for a while because it worked in Atlanta. Why did he stop using it? Can you both answer me that? Like something that works. Why do you think both of you? I'm actually asking this as a very serious, not a Finn Stanza question. Why does Mike McDaniel, Bobby,
always
get away from what actually works? You've been the most unbiased. We've been hard on McDaniel for years. You've been the most patient with him. Why is it that when something actually works, he can't stick with it? Why does he continue to do this? Like, you know your limitations of your quarterback. You know where your star players are. You know what your expertise is, and you get away from it. Why does he keep on doing it? It bothers me to no end. That's why I despise him as a coach, because he doesn't do what works when he's actually doing it.
I just think he outsmarts himself, man. That's it. I mean, I really do. I think he tries to be smarter than he is. It's just he outsmarts himself. It's just what it is. Again, you could say it's true. I can understand. It's not just a one guy problem. Okay, let's just be real. Once McDaniel is gone, when and if he's gone, it's not good. we can't trust that everything's going to be right in the world, Evan. You know that. This is we've been Dolphin fans for a very, very long time, our whole lives, all of us.
Yeah.
We know it's not an easy thing. But I've also been very critical. I agree with you, as you said earlier. And, I remember Alex on Thursday night, I believe it was Thursday night, when, he was like, come on, a guy should have a hand in that. No, he shouldn't have a hand. Not him. He hasn't earned that right to have a hand in what the roster looks like right now. He shouldn't. He has to learn how to coach a game, coach winning football, be a head coach. He's not a head coach. His job title says head coach, but he's a play caller posing as a head coach. He's failed in that sense. Bringing a guy, we figured it out. We got the offensive coordinator come down to the field. I mean, to do what? I don't know. To stand there and talk to your guys. He's not really calling plays. I don't understand why the hell he's down to the field. They won the game. They go, they see it worked. And then they lose the week after. Handedly. So I wish I could tell you exactly why he does it. I just think he outsmarts himself, and he's a smart guy, and he seems like a good guy. He really does, and I root for him. I do root for him because if he's successful, we're successful, and I hope he figures it out. If he stays here past today, tomorrow, as I try to talk louder and louder over the keyboard, if he stays here and he's in here for next year, I'm going to be rooting for him, for him to succeed. This is going to sound really bad. That's huge. I already thought he died. I thought that's. I'm so sorry. Did he really just pass away?
Yeah, they announced it 3 minutes.
Paul Tagliabue? Wow.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean to type. I meant to push mute, but I didn't type it fast enough. I apologize, and I realized I apologize. I don't need to do it. Whenever I type these things, it's actually do something important, but I'll make sure to keep on doing it.
Do you hear me typing? Do you hear me typing right now?
Yes.
No, you don't, you liar.
By the way, at least I stick to my stupidity.
Wow. God bless. Oh man. I swear I thought, but he was obviously huge for the league and everything else, but yeah, I didn't know
you're probably thinking of Pete Rozelle. Probably
maybe, but I swear I thought I saw that. Maybe I don't know, dude. Okay, well, R.I.P. All right. So no, sincere R.I.P. I don't mean to be a douchebag.
No, I get it. I
thought he died already. I already mourned it. So it's kind of like okay. God forgive me. Anyway, let's go with game predictions. First off, before we get into specific score, do any of you guys expect an upset? We'll just start with that first part. Can the Dolphins pull off an upset today?
Can they?
No. The only people that are going to be upset are the people that could not sell their tickets to the game and who actually believe that they're going to win today. Those are the only people that are going to be upset today. And people who are at the game, who are cheering and having that moment of glee, they're the only people who are going to be upset. That's the only guarantee of upsetness I can predict. Sammy, what do you think?
I don't. I'm sure I leave too now. I don't expect an upset today. I don't. If the Dolphins were getting healthy bodies, if the Tyrants were back, Hill were back, and the offensive line, Austin Jackson is back, and Daniels is back, but that's not the case today. There's nothing changed. We basically just Jalen Phillips. We didn't have Tyreek, which we had last time. So the home field advantage is non-existent today. It's gonna be a Buffalo South today, Hard Rock Stadium. So why would I expect or have expect a chance to win? No, I don't expect a chance to win. I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Maybe if it was September, but now it's November, so it's more like early 80s. It's not as warm.
September, yes, because I remember that year. That game said the fans at the Bill were melting in the sidelines. The heat was too much, but the leagues always find a way to protect the Bill, so that's why I have it.
All right, before we give our predictions, Tristan will make his prediction so we could see where he's at.
Look at that evil look.
Yeah, wow. He's ready to go. All right,
you know who's speaking.
Yeah, that's right. Tristan,
Yes.
what's your prediction for today? Dolphins or Bills? Gotta get in the camera.
I feel like the whole chat's gonna be disagreeing with me, but I think Dolphins. All we need is to injure James Cook and Josh Allen, and then we got it. We got it.
Simple.
Targeting,
like it.
targeting. He said
I
we
like
just have to
it.
injure James Cook and Josh Allen.
Yeah, and then we're
Yes.
good. And then we're good.
What's the
That should
score?
be easy.
The score 27-20 Dolphins.
27-20 Dolphins. All right, Tristan. Thank you.
Nation with the ankle breakers and then touchdown.
There you go. All right. Thank you, son.
From your mouth to God's ears. That's
Yeah. I don't know about the injury, but I mean, what's he got? Greg Williams on speed dial, Sean Payton.
Thank you, Adrian.
DSG says ball take. Adrian, I like this kid. But Raphael says, let's go, little man. See?
Yay.
All right. All right, go. Afuera. Get out of here.
I want to see.
No. Move.
Oh.
I thought about picking the Falcons, but I chickened out. Just...
What? Oh, did you switch it up?
No, I didn't. I picked the Colts, but it's one. The Falcons score again, so that 83-yard run by Jonathan
It's
Taylor.
not over yet. It's not over.
It's not. The
2-minute
Falcons. The
warning.
Falcons took the lead, though.
All right. So, Sammy, you've heard Tristan, 27-20 Miami. Who do you got?
After that pep talk, I gave the Dolphins 3 extra points, so I had the Dolphins 13. The Bills 41.
41-13 Buffalo.
It's either gonna be a Bills blowout or a Dolphins win by, I don't know, by 1 would be a miracle. So the blowout is more likely, so I'm gonna go with the blowout.
Has he ever not picked the Dolphins? He has, not on the show, but he has. But all right,
3 extra points. Yes, sir.
Evan.
I said this on Fins TV Plus. The game is going to go where the Dolphins are going to get the ball. They might score a touchdown or a field goal, and it's going to be a little bit of a back and forth until a couple minutes left in the first half. The Dolphins are going to do something stupid, and then the Bills are going to take a 7-point lead or 10-point lead. The Bills are then going to get the lead. Then they're going to get the ball coming out of the half. They're going to interview Mike McDaniel. Oh, we're going to make adjustments, blah, blah, blah. The defense is going to quit on Tua again. And then it's going to be salut la visite. The Bills are going to take it. So the Dolphins are going to give the people the hopium for the first half, like they do every game. And then, kaboom! Final score, Bills 38-17.
All right.
Say that again.
38-17. And James and Jordan Poyer is starting, and he will pick off Tua Tagovailoa today. Couldn't do anything with the Dolphins, but he will pick off Tua Tagovailoa today. Because Tua Tagovailoa is going to throw a ball up the middle over someone's head, and Jordan Poyer is just going to
I have no problem with losing today because that's kind of expected, but that would be sickening if that happens. That would be like, ugh.
Okay.
Can you imagine Jordan Poyer catching an interception in Hard Rock? He's going to go Brian Cox the whole stadium.
So I think, first off, I want to shout out Tristan for a second, because even though he said it this way, he said about, we got to injure Allen and whatever, we did say, all of us, I think we said, and, I said in my point with keys of the game, we have to contain Josh Allen and James Cook. It's the same thing, basically.
That's a good way of doing it, yes.
So that's a good way to contain them. So Tristan said 27-20 Miami. Sammy, 41-13 Buffalo. Evan, 38-17 Buffalo. On Fins TV, I had it 35-10, I believe, Buffalo. But I'm going to change it. I'm going to change the score.
It's so crazy.
The more I think about it, the more I look at it. He sees, because I'm writing notes and I'm doing this, he sees my score here as I'm thinking. And my boy does have a bright future. God bless him.
Oh, yes, he does. I assure you he does that for sure. I agree to that.
I got it 56-10 Buffalo. The more I think about it, he's laughing over here.
It's so crazy. I'm sorry. Like 56.
I just don't. I don't. I wish it could be a competitive game. I know it's in Miami. I know Miami's backs are up against the wall. Could things happen? Of course, anything could happen. I just do not trust the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. He's like, oh.
Now that we lost to
So
the.
you're convinced Josh Allen doesn't play the whole
and they
game?
were like,
No, he does not. No.
oh.
And I think
Who is their backup to this?
I have no clue. I don't know.
And guess what?
Hey, your time is done.
I know.
Like,
I just want
you've already punched out the clock. Like, we don't have to hear.
Okay.
Check is in the mail.
I'll just.
All right.
Yes.
Evil Bobby.
Yes.
He sees Evil Bobby. He's like, yes. No, I mean, I'm sorry. Look, I don't want people, and I don't really care, but I don't want people, oh, Bobby's a hater. No, it's not about being a hater. It is being realistic. Miami has given us no reason to believe that they could be competitive in this game. Miami has given us no reason to trust them. This game feels like one of those, I don't want to say make or break. It's a break game. And if they win, I'd be completely shocked. Sure, it'd be nice, but I'd be shocked. This is a game where it looks like it feels like it feels like nothing. Like I'm not, it's not like, oh, game day. It feels like, okay, let's see what happens. But I have no faith in this team. And they don't deserve the faith. They really don't. They don't deserve any faith. So unless they surprise us, again, 35-10, I had originally on Fins TV today with you guys, listening to you guys, looking at the notes, writing notes, doing all this. This is a 56-10 game. I want to win too. I don't want to lose. I love winning. I'll be cheering every score, and because again, here's the silver lining of winning. I understand. First of all, I understand that people who go, I want to lose every game. I want a top five, top whatever pick. And I said this on DMs, and I said this to Evan, and I understand. He understands where I was coming from, but that doesn't guarantee you an elite, game-changing, game franchise-changing player. It doesn't do that.
Nope.
Now, I know this is a tall ask for Miami, but if you win games and you get, and let's say Miami makes the changes, or let's say the new GM, whether that is Champ Kelly with his first draft or another GM, even with or without Mike McDaniel, they could, if they have a top 20 pick, a smart, good GM or good whatever, could still find a good quality player outside the top 10. But so I would love to see them win. Predicting they are going to lose doesn't mean, by the way, they're going to lose, doesn't mean I don't want them to win. I want them to win because I don't think top 10 pick guarantees you an elite player unless it's Ruben Bain or one of those tackles. But let's be real. If you're a good team, if you're a smart general manager, we don't have Chris Greer anymore, so we could pray that we may actually get one. Doesn't matter what pick you have in the first round, you should find a good player in the draft. But saying all that, no, the Dolphins aren't going to win. They're going to get their asses kicked today. It's just what it is. Of course, being saying that, they're going to win, right? That's just how it works. They're going to get their butts kicked today, and then they're going to go play Marcus Mariota in Spain, and they're going to get upset over there. It's just the writing on the wall.
Tie game?
Tie game right now?
Apparently.
It's my game, by the way.
You're the one looking at the score.
By the way, on a 4th and 2, on a 4th and 2,
Yes,
he
that game.
planned to Tyler Warren, who was fully covered, catches the ball above his head, pushes the guy away, and takes it down. Honestly, how we did not take Tyler Warren is an indictment on this football team beyond the nth degree. They went position of need versus best player. It's unbelievable.
Well, defensive tackle was also a position of need. Let's be fair,
No,
because the whole
tight end wasn't a position of need. You should have gone with the best player available. Who was Tyler Warren.
Tight end wasn't a position.
You had John.
Okay.
You still had John Smith.
No, but the Dolphins knew they weren't going to extend him, and they knew he was that was just a malpractice on the highest order. Listen, I knew who I'm not going to pretend that I was like banging the table for Tyler Warren, even though he was a guy on that list. I would have been very happy with him. It's not a good look that you took Kenneth Grant and then Tyler Warren gets picked right after. Tyler Warren's being impactful more than Kenneth Grant. I will say, hold on a second. Let me just do this very quick.
I was going to do the same thing.
Just for a minute, please. Still, we'll just hold that. We muted the mic for a second because every time I talk, the guy has to start pounding away. I mean, my gosh, where the heck was I here? Tyler, I'm not going to pretend that I was banging the table for Tyler Warren. I was banging for a corner. I wanted Jedi Barron from Texas. That's or the corner out of Michigan. I'm forgetting his name right now. But that is indictment on Miami. You did know, even with Jonnu, Evan, we talked about this. We knew that he wanted a new contract and he might get traded. Miami knew that before anybody. And they didn't think about, let's go get a tight end. No, they said, let's go get someone who's retired, who really looked good the first couple of weeks he's here. Now he's gone again. You're playing Russian, Russian roulette, whatever you want to call it, Uno cards, whatever, with your tight end group. It really sucks to look at guys like. So we got to only hope now that there's eventually going to be a new full-time general manager for the Miami Dolphins, that they will make those decisions where we go, wait a second. We didn't need a tight end. We didn't need a receiver. We have these guys. Why did we take this guy? And then the next year, that guy's blowing up and we're going, holy crap, dude, I love this kid. Wait, we didn't need that. There's a lot of teams that are like that. That they go, wait, we don't need it. We don't need that position. If fans get mad, why did we get that guy? We could have got this guy. Then that guy's the bust. And the guy that team took ends up being the great player. We need a guy like that. We need a general manager who's going to make those decisions. Sorry, I unmuted him too quick. I thought he was done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now you're going to feel bad. I was just responding to a message about tomorrow's unfortunate event, so I apologize.
Oh, okay.
About what I told you before the show, so I apologize.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry.
Because I thought if I mute this, it mutes that. I apologize. I need to mute down there, not up here.
So, well, all I know now. Let me just tell you.
A lot, actually.
Let me just say.
Now you feel guilty.
No, I don't, because at the same time, I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to say, what I do is I feel bad because when you talk, I listen. When I talk, you do something else, and that's kind of.
I always hear everything you say.
What did I say? Don't repeat. What? I'm just kidding. Don't do it. Yeah. You say, well, why did you say what? Wait, why did you say what? Hold on a second. Did you not hear what I said?
Actually, when I interview, I want to know what he was saying. I want to.
Not a clue.
You see, your mother. No,
just kidding.
Anyway, listen, we are about 22 minutes to game time. This was a great show. We had a blast. We will be back on later tonight for the Fins Talk post game show. Evan and I, Sammy, you got the keys. You just come in if you're here, if you're awake. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. This was a great show. We had a lot of fun. Do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're new or just one of our regulars, hit that like button. Share the show. Share the channel. A lot of great content here on FTSN, of course, on Fins TV. Rainy Day podcast as well. Adrian in the house. Shout out to Adrian. What's that? What's the new show called? Oh my goodness, South Florida Sports. Unfiltered. South Florida Sports Unfiltered with Adrian.
Great intro, by the way. Great intro.
Amazing intro. And that wrestling intro was legit. That Fins Productions. What's that? Fins Post Productions. I love it. Sorry. If I'm going to say it correctly, I apologize. With a P, capital P. Oh man, leche. I don't know. Anyway, so Evan and I will be back later tonight. Possibly Sammy if he's awake. Maybe. If he's angry enough.
Yes.
I
might.
Maybe Adrian, if he's free, maybe he could jump on. That'd be pretty cool to see Adrian up in here. But yeah, Sammy's amazing. Great work by Sammy. Fins TV. Go check him out. Go check out the Rainy Day podcast. Shout out to the friends of the channel. Yes, sir.
I just want to plug that if all goes well, Tuesday on Fins TV, we're gonna have Will Manso join us Fins TV this Tuesday, so it should be a lot of fun.
There you go. Awesome. Will Manzo, man, it's a great dude. We've had him on East 10th Street Boys, and I think he was on a Rainy Day pod. So that
Yeah,
was
he was in
awesome.
Rainy Day. So yes,
He's a great guy, man, and he has the end. So there you go. We got Adrian and Rainy Day podcast will be on the post game show. There you go. Love it. But anyway, shout out to them. Shout out to of course George of the Fins Faithful podcast. He'll be on immediately after the game for a post game. So follow him and then join us at 8:30 tonight. Guys, thank you all so much. Like and subscribe. And most importantly, Dolphin fans, win, lose, or draw, no matter what. Fins up. We'll see you guys.
Bobby's the man.